Hola Bafetu, it is your big homie Palo. Arabunga Business Elispani Bafetu. Today we are going to be doing part 5 of IT job types, and we are going to be talking about the administrative side of IT. And within this administrative side, we're going to split it into 3 parts. So the first one would be IT management, and then secondly QA testing, and then thirdly we have office skills. All right, so when it comes to IT management is a very wide field because it involves all sectors of IT. Even the previous 4 that we've spoken about, IT management deals with it. All right, so what do IT managers do and what goes on in IT management? IT managers deal with the strategic part of projects and solutions. Okay. Climb this page. So within IT management, there are 5 parts, right? You have strategic management, where an IT manager then comes in and looks at how the team is, and what each person's role is, get together and ensure that everything flows smoothly. All right, that's the strategic part, and it involves a lot of liaising with different people within a team and understanding what is the goal of the project, and understanding how can these people who we have at our disposal, how can they work towards achieving our goal, and how to do that efficiently. All right, that's the strategic part. And then we have project management. Project managers, that's all they do for the most part, which is liaising with different stakeholders within a team and ensuring that the technical side is contributing, and the business side getting information from business and moving it over to the technical side. But project managers usually are people who are very technical. They know the ins and outs of IT and what goes on. This is not every project manager, but a lot of project managers have a lot of technical skills, and they understand what needs to be done to get the ball rolling, and if it needs to stop, to get the ball stopping. All right, if that makes sense. And then, so project management, someone would obviously say, but project management, but what you just described is a business analyst. Partially, yes. You know what? A lot of people who are project managers are business analysts, and vice versa. So they've been through both, and in a way, they are kind of, intertwined to some extent. But for the most part, from how I've seen and worked on projects, I've seen that a lot of project managers are more technical. And then IT managers are also responsible for project optimization or resource optimization, right? So it's obviously a part of understanding how can you efficiently deploy, or what's the word, delegate resources to a task efficiently, right? So they have to make sure that they spend as little as possible. Not that they must be cheap, no, there's no such thing. It's about ensuring that a project is cost effective and it is delivered on time, and everyone's contributing what they're supposed to contribute and overlooking everything. So for that to happen, they have to ensure that everything is optimized, and it's a very tough job. It seems like it's something that you can just do, but it takes a lot of skill, it takes a lot of communication, and it takes a lot of understanding people and being slightly technical. You don't have to be very technical, but if you know technologies and what they do, it becomes easier as someone who is within the IT management space. IT managers also deal with risk and security. So as much as people who are in cybersecurity or doing similar roles or working on similar projects, as much as they deal with the technical side of the security part of it, we have IT managers who also have to overlook that, because at the end of the day, they're the ones who have to approve and speak to everyone in the team and ensure that the security is good. And whenever there's a breach, they're the ones who have to push forward and ensure that everything is in order, and all these reportings and whatnot, they're the ones who go in and say, hey guys, there's been a breach, or hey guys, it seems like this is not secure enough, based on me seeing the project, or however. There's a lot of ways to for someone who's an IT manager to deal with risk and security. So but it's a very important part of IT management, because without security, then anyone can just go in. Imagine working for a bank and then the security is not there. That means that anyone can just come in and just do as they please, all right, which is what we don't want. IT managers also monitor performance. Yes, I know if someone is a DBA, they'll be looking at performances and whatnot, but IT managers also have to look what goes on in terms of performance, so that they delegate work efficiently and delegate work where it needs to be delegated. Because performance, at the end of the day, you can't be paying a lot of money for a slow project, right? So that's where they step in and be like, no, you know what, according to business, or let's say it's business that's complaining, according to business, this project is slow, nothing is working and whatnot. The IT manager must come in and say, hey guys, this is what I've been hearing, so we need to ensure that performance is good. Where are the bottlenecks within the project? Let's go in and open it up and make sure that the data or your project or whatever flows more efficiently. And it's about identifying, basically it's about identifying where there might be performance issues, where there has been performance issues, and how performance issues can be avoided, and how to keep track on how the system performs. So they don't do it technically, but they talk to people who are within IT, and people who are within IT then go in and investigate and ensure that everything runs smoothly. And then the second part has to do with testing, right? So you have testers who basically check what developers have done and ensure that everything is in order. So normally you'd have software tester or quality assurance analyst, right? So usually they also work together, or it's an intertwined role where someone is a software tester but they're also a quality assurance analyst, right? So what do? Developers develop a project, and once that is done, a tester would just check, okay, is everything going correctly? Because I know someone might be asking, oh, but what's the difference between a software tester and a quality assurance analyst? So a software tester usually has experience when it comes to software development. It's not extensive. Sometimes it is, but for the most part, a software tester is technical and they do know how to develop, and then they just go in and test what another developer has tested. All right. And then quality assurance analyst is more towards the soft side, where they act as a customer or the end user. All right. They test your project as if they were, let's say, for example, a company is creating a payment gateway project, right, where you just go online and pay with your card and whatnot, right? A quality assurance analyst would go in as a customer and do some rigorous testing based on a test sheet that they were given. And once that test sheet has been checked out, then they know that, okay, everything is good. This project is ready for deployment or ready for production, right? where you will then now have the payment gateway going public, right? A tester in this role would usually be, or rather in this project, would usually be the person who checks that the software is moving and it's working, and checking how it's working and everything is saving how it's supposed to save, ingesting data how it's supposed to ingest it and whatnot. But that's more technical. And then you have a quality assurance analyst who then acts as a customer or the end user. All right. So the third part is going to be office skills. So this would be people who do data capturing, people who do Excel spreadsheets where they fill out forms and ensure that the forms are in order, and it's basically IT but more towards the soft skills side of things. So within this, we have someone who'd be like a data entry clerk, who is someone who just takes data from a different platform or from paper. Take data which is currently on paper and puts it onto a system. We have those people, they call data entry clerks or data capturers, or I can't think of another term. So for the most part, it's data capturing. And then we have IT, or rather office IT assistants. Office IT assistants are more people who deal with like scheduling meetings for someone who's an IT manager or an IT specialist. So if someone is an IT specialist, they might have an assistant who deals with, hey, person A needs a new laptop, so I'm going to schedule it for this time, right? And then an office IT admin then comes in and sets the times and liaises with the customer or the end user, so that, to ensure that things are running smoothly. We also have Excel specialists. So a lot of people who are actually in finance are great when it comes to Excel, right? But there are people who are working as Excel specialists full time. All they do is deal with Excel. When you ask them about pivots, they just dish it out like nobody's business, whether it's pivots, whether it's VLOOKUPs, whether they just specialists with Excel. They know everything that has to do with Excel. We then have help desk support. We spoke about this during the IT support part, but it's also a soft skill, and I believe that it falls under administration, where customers call in, hey, I have an issue with this, and then they take that message, write down notes, and then give the IT specialist or whoever that works in IT, whether it's a developer or a person who's in IT as an IT support specialist, they then give them the information, and that's how the flow goes. So it's not a very technical job, but it deals with technical stuff. So usually people who are in the field have some level of technical knowledge, even though the job itself is not very technical. IT, like the administration side or the administrative side of IT, is very, very broad, and it involves the entire IT spectrum. And for one to get into it is very easy. You can simply do a course, whether it's at Boston or wherever. I remember there was a year when I did IT work at Boston, where they teach you Excel, Office, and whatnot. So with a qualification like that, you can get into a job that deals with administration, and then from there you can then jump into whatever you want based on what you like. But they're not very the jobs require a lot of communication and understanding of IT. So you need to be slightly technical and have the aptitude to get into technical stuff. And it requires communication, not being scared of people. Like, you can't be a very shy person and push hard. Okay, some people are shy and push hard, but you can't be a bad communicator and get into an administrative role. That's gonna work against you big time. So it requires that. So if you know that you know how to talk to people, you know how to liaise and gather people around and talk, sometimes you actually have to manage and tell them what to do. If you know that you're good in these things, then administrative IT is perfect for you. All right, so like I always say, guys, knowledge is a powerful weapon. Arm yourself. And Thanks for watching.